Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is I Promise. I'm your host, Mike Miller, and this is a show based on couples who have troubles keeping promises. One may have trouble making them, one have trouble breaking them, and we're just here to render the situation. So first off, I'd like to introduce you to our characters today. First we have Enrique, and then we have Christy. And first off, just to get to know what the situation is, give me a short explanation.
Basically, the situation is she just wants me to check in on her all the time, and yeah, I promise to keep that promise or whatever, but I don't see the point of always having to check in just because I'm going to work and I have to stop by the gas station to maybe pick up a snack or something. I don't see why I have to tell her, hey, I'm going to go to the gas station and buy some lunch or something before I go into work. And because I don't tell her that, and then I end up telling her later, she goes, why didn't you tell me, blah, blah, blah. She gets all pissed off at me.
And what's your view on the situation?
Well, 2 years ago I got into a car accident and I couldn't get a hold of anybody. Well, we moved to this bigger town, Fort Myers, and now we're the only two living together. We don't have any family in this area, so my concern is he lives 5 minutes down the road, and when it takes him 45 minutes to get home, I'm concerned whether he's in an accident or something's happened. So that's where I stand on that.
All right. And Enrique, I heard you say earlier that you promised her that you would let her know your exact location when she needs to be. Yes.
Yes.
And what do you feel a promise is to you? Why you should keep that promise? Well, first of all, let's start off. What is a promise to you? How do you feel? What is that to you?
Well, promises are important, but I just find that in that situation, it just seems so petty. She should trust me that, if something is wrong, I would call her, or if I am in some sort of trouble, I would just have someone call for me. And, if something catastrophic was to occur to me or whatever, it would get to her some way or another. I don't have to sit there and call every 5 minutes or whatever, let her know I'm stopping somewhere.
Okay. And what is a promise to you, just to know where you guys stand on this whole promise issue?
Well, to me, a promise is a man's word or anyone's word. It's something that you can hold on to. It's like the one thing that something can't interfere with. A promise is, a statement made, but it's good no matter what situation. Like, it's something to be kept.
Alright, just to get an overview of what a lot of people think promises are, we're going to have a little short break and we're going to show you what people we've interviewed think promises are to them. We'll be right back.
Promise is something that you say to a friend and keep it like secret, basically.
I think a promise is just keeping your word to somebody. You're giving them your word, and if you're not good for your word, then you're not a good friend.
Alright. Well,
okay, so promise for me is comfort for a fool. Promise for me is nothing. A promise is a promise. Doesn't mean it's going to be done. It doesn't mean anything.
A promise to me is basically like just keeping my word. Like if I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm going to follow through. Not telling you I'm going to do something and not do it. So following through pretty much.
Promise is something you tell somebody and you don't break it, pretty much.
To me, a promise is that you give your word, and that means quite a bit because your word on something is who you are. And so making that commitment, which is either short-term or long-term, but whatever it is, you need to stick to it.
say what you think.
Something you hold yourself accountable for.
Okay, promise means that it's something you'll do and aren't going to lie about it, I guess. Not a lie, the opposite of a lie.
Just trust. Like, say you're going to do something, you're going to do it.
Of course, she has a better answer than me.
Promise is definitely something that you should always honor and keep.
Something that you should follow through with that you tell someone.
Promise is to me a commitment to yourself or somebody else.
And never going back on your word.
Trusting the person, mutual trust.
Is a bond between you and the person, saying like whatever you make the promise is that you're going to do it no matter what. I don't know.
Okay. A promise means to me a sacred trust between two people or a group of people, and it just shows how much you care and love the person.
Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we understand all the stories here. We've gotten interviews and different point of views. And what are some closing thoughts here? Let's try to keep them short and sweet, keep them under the time.
Well, after, coming to the show and, finally trying to get a little more understanding of her side and, getting the thoughts of the other people, I got to realize that I should try to be a little more understanding and, there are some times though where I'm just going to stop and it's not just going to hit my mind to text her or call her immediately. But
gotcha. And your thoughts, Christy?
I'm going to have to be more understanding to know that he can't always remember to text me when he stops somewhere and to not trip out over those little things.
Alright. And as a collective of the show, we understand, as it is called I Promise, we understand that promises aren't always the easiest thing to keep. So in this sense, I agree with your two decisions that you can be more lenient, and he understands that a promise you can't always keep. So you're going to have to try your best, give 100%, and understand her situation, and text her when you can. And you have to understand that he also can't perform at 100%. So we understand that promises are something very, very sacred to some people, and some people just don't care. So let's all try to understand that and get to a middle point here. And that'll be all for today's episode. Again, I'm your host, Mike Miller. This is Enrique, and this is Christy, and this is I Promise. Catch you guys later.
Wait, hold on. Whoa.
What I need to say is a promise. I need to promise, or what? What do you need there?
I don't know what a promise is to me.
I don't know. Doesn't matter. I don't know.
Go.
Am I answering the question?
Yeah.
Oh,
What
okay.
is the promise to you?